Today I want to discuss foreign embassies and consulates in the Philippines, as well as the Philippine Immigration Office in Mandaue City, which is right next door to Cebu City, Cebu, the Philippines. Here's a list of 24 consulates in Cebu City from the various nations. Embassies generally are located in the Manila area, generally more full service. The consulates are smaller operations in various cities and offering usually limited services. For instance, the consulate, U.S. consulate here in Cebu City used to offer problem-solving issues in regard to Social Security. They no longer do that, I was told by an expat when I was down at the office. In fact, checking to see if I had been signed up for Medicare. Here's the entrance to the United States Consular Agency in Lahug area of Cebu City. They only have morning hours, 8 to 10:30. I believe they're closed usually on Wednesdays. You are not allowed to have a phone or camera inside. You go inside, the security guy will take those from you, give you a number. You go inside, wait for your number to be called. So if you need your phone number or any other information, addresses, for instance, off your phone, be sure to write them down and bring them in with you. I sat there for about an hour, I believe, when I was there. They used to handle Social Security issues in there also. They no longer do that. And here's contact information for the American Consulate in Cebu City. I believe that's accurate information. The U.S. government has several helpful websites. Here's a couple of them. Here's some of the services that they provide at the embassies and consulates. Oh, this is extremely important for you guys. You got to know how to send money to destitute U.S. citizens abroad. There are several ways to do that, and you can actually send money to the U.S. Embassy for your friend to pick up. That's one option. I think they charge about $30 for you to do that. Now let's go to Philippine immigration in Mandaue City in the Cebu City area. It's right next door to Cebu City. Getting there is half the fun. I usually try to get there about 8. They open at 8. And taxis are a little difficult to find that during rush hour like that. So about half the time I jump on one of these motorbike taxis. There's usually a bunch of them on the street where I live. There's about 3 or 4 different condos along that street. Not many foreigners take them, but these guys can recognize me. I was actually walking down the street trying to flag down a taxi, and this guy recognized me and pulled over, and so I jumped on the back. He wanted 150 pesos. I know from experience that it should cost me about 70 or 80 pesos to make this trip. I end up giving him 100 pesos. Taxi usually, for instance, if you're coming from Ayala Mall area, usually costs me about 120 pesos. Just for a reference point, if you're going to take a bike from that area, 80 shouldn't be more than 100 anyway. Here we are coming up to J Center Mall in Mandaue City, Cebu, right next to Cebu City. That's where immigration is. The mall doesn't open until 10 o'clock, but the security will let you in, and you can go around the outside and up into the immigration offices early. They've got guards at all the other exits and everything. It's not a large mall, but it has a good size grocery store, several clothing stores, lots of restaurants, electronic stores. You can do just about any of the shopping that you need to do here. Nice little place. This is the front entrance to the mall. You head on up these stairs here, and you go through security. Every mall that I know of has metal detectors that you need to go through, and sometimes they'll give you a little pat. If you have any bags with you, they're going to want to look inside, so be prepared for that. And I always demand a good pat down. But anyway, there's a McDonald's here, and right next door is a Jollibee's, similar to McDonald's. I think it's a little better than McDonald's myself, but you can get can't get coffee in Jollibee's. You can get coffee in McDonald's. And so it's about 8, just a little bit after 8. The mall is closed. They won't let you go beyond that, but you can walk around the outside rail here. And then down at the end of this hallway, there's some steps you will go up. Here's a Korean restaurant. Got another restaurant here, Joni's. And they've got a drugstore here. So they've got just about everything you want. But it's, like I said, these stores don't open until 10 a.m. There's a sign here that says to immigration. That sign usually is not there, as my experience. Just know that you take a left and you head up those stairs there. It's been my experience that if I'm here close to the 8 o'clock hour, that I'm usually out within 30 minutes. It really surprises me. I thought there would be a big crowd at 7 o'clock lining up waiting to get in, and that's never been the case for me. In fact, the first couple times I showed up later thinking I'd wait for the first crowd to finish doing what they needed to do, and then I would slip in behind that big crowd after they were leaving. And that wasn't the case. I think I spent a couple hours there the first couple times I went there. Just to give you some idea where we're at, Cebu City, if you can see the large buildings over there in the background, that's Cebu City over there. Mandaue City, all these cities are like one big city, one metropolitan area. Traffic in Mandaue City is generally worse, and everybody will tell you it's worse than it is in Cebu City, but Cebu City can get pretty bad itself. I also highly recommend that you have the forms filled out before you get here. You can print them off online. There's lots of computer stores that will print the thing out if you don't have a printer with you. Your hotel might print it out for you if you're staying at a hotel. They will give you the forms, let you fill them out there. Highly recommend that you bring a pen. If you don't have a pen with you, you may be sent home to get a pen. And there's several restaurants that open up onto this little, I guess you call it plaza here. This particular one here, they have several in malls and different areas in Cebu City, I know. You can have breakfast all day, and they also have, you can rent out rooms by the hour for groups of people, and they provide you with the karaoke, the microphone, and all that type of thing. So kind of like a karaoke, do-it-yourself karaoke place. They provide you with equipment. You just bring your crowd, buy your bucket of beer or your whatever else you want there. Offer a very large menu and reasonably priced, in my opinion. Hope you can see some of these prices, but they have all the different types of alcohol and buckets of different types of buckets of beer. They've got breakfast all day long. I do believe there again that they don't open till 10. You know, having breakfast all day, you'd think they'd open a little earlier than that. The entrance to immigration, which is inside the mall, is not marked very well. You go down probably 3/4 of the way down here, and there's just a couple swinging doors here with a small sign. Maybe there's a small sign there. Immigration is that office right in front of you. That's the main office for getting your extensions, work visa permits, those types of things. Across to the left there is the office where you get your ACR card, your alien, ACR, alien certification of registration, I believe, ACR, something you're supposed to get after 60 days here in the Philippines. And what you do, you go in the front door here. Right to your right, there's a little desk, and the guy will have you sign in. We'll take your passport and the form that hopefully you filled out already with your 2x2 picture attached to it. and he will tell you which window to go to. It's usually the receiving window on the left side up there in front of us. And you go and sit down and wait for a bit, and they will call you up. They'll give you your bill, whatever it's going to cost you. If you're applying for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, whatever it is, tell you how much it costs. Then you'll go over to the right window on the right side, pay the cashier there. You'll go back and sit down while they process all that information. Like I said, if I've been in there by 8 or close to 8, I'm usually out within 30 minutes or so. Now that'll change because you'll all start showing up early. The office to get your ACR card is right there, right across the hallway. And when you apply, they will fingerprint you, all your fingers. They will take your picture. I believe they take a picture of your pupils also. And they told me to come back in 30 days to pick up my card. It's a nice card, nice plastic card. Alien certification of registration. Here's a note about doing an annual report, also the fees and penalties involved. Foreign aliens are supposed to do an annual report each year during January and February. A lot of disagreement on the expat forums about whether it's necessary, whether you can do it online. I couldn't find any forms on the Philippine websites. I finally asked when I went in to extend my visa, and they said that because I have an ACR card, that takes care of it, that it'll be taken care of each time you renew your ACR card, which is every 12 months. Still, it makes me a little bit nervous every time I see that and see a penalty for that, but because I couldn't find anything really clearly stated online. So there you have it, a brief overview of Cebu City Consulate, the U.S. Consulate, and the Philippine Immigration Office in Mandaue City, Cebu, Philippines. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you find any of this information helpful or entertaining. Safe travels.